Now we are going to start the latissimus dorsi. You can see in this diagram clearly this is the latissimus dorsi muscle. So it is covering a large area of lower back and it's overlapped by trapezius. Actually the trapezius will be up on it. So for example you can see this diagram. Trapezius will be up on it like that. Over to it you will have the latissimus dorsi. That's why in before video if you have seen inside the trapezius muscle what are the other muscles, we also see in that latissimus dorsi because it will be over here. But if you remove this flap inside, you can find out this latissimus dorsi. So we can see here the latissimus dorsi, right? It's covering a large area of lower back. Its origin is from posterior one third of outer lip of iliac crest. So here you will have the iliac crest, right? This is iliac crest. So on the iliac crest, the posterior one third of outer lip, it gives its origin, and also posterior layer of lumbar fascia attaching the muscle to lumbar and sacral spines. And you have the spines of T7 to T12. So you can see T7 to T12 all give origin to the latissimus dorsi, and also lower four ribs. The lower four ribs also give origin to it, and inferior angle of scapula. Here will be the inferior angle of scapula at the level of T7, right? So that will also give origin to latissimus dorsi muscle. So what is this origin? Origin we are done. Now what is this insertion? So the muscle winds around the lower border of teres major and forms posterior fold of axilla. So you can see here the twisted tendon of latissimus dorsi. Actually what it does, it winds around the lower border of teres major, right, and forms a posterior fold of axilla. So if anyone asks what is the posterior fold of axilla made up of? Made up of latissimus dorsi. Okay. So now we'll see the tendon is twisted upside down and it's inserted into the floor of intertubercular sulcus. So just it's into the intertubercular sulcus, but origin is from iliac crest, sacral spines, T1 to T7 to T12, inferior angle of scapula, right, and also lower four ribs, right. These all are giving to origin to latissimus dorsi. Just simple, its attachment is only to the intertubercular sulcus in the floor of intertubercular sulcus of humerus. That's it. So there are also some special features of latissimus dorsi. Let us check out. So if you see here, latissimus dorsi mainly develops in extensor compartment of limb and migrates to wide attachment on trunk, taking nerve supply of thoracodorsal nerve with it, and it is tested clinically by feeling contracting muscle in posterior fold of axilla after the cuff. So mainly clinically tested by after cuff. If you check out, you can find it. And we'll also see what is the nerve supply. So which nerve is supplying this latissimus dorsi? The thoracodorsal nerve, that is having a root value of C6, C7, C8, which is also called as nerve to latissimus dorsi. So thoracodorsal nerve is going to supply the latissimus dorsi. So what is the action of it? It is useful in adduction, means bringing hand near towards your body. It is useful in extension, so like this extension. And it's also useful in medial rotation of the shoulder, as in swimming, rowing, climbing, pulling, folding the arm behind the back, and also scratching the opposite scapula. Helps in violent expiratory effect like coughing, sneezing. So whenever you cough, whenever you sneeze, just remember latissimus dorsi, right. And also essentially by climbing a muscle, and hold also the inferior angle of scapula in place here, right, because its origin is from inferior angle also, so it will hold the inferior angle of scapula also. So this is about latissimus dorsi. Next we'll talk about levator scapulae. You can see here this is the levator scapulae, right. So levator scapula, it's getting its origin from the transverse process of C1 and C2. So C1 and C2 vertebrae have the transverse process, from there its origin, and also on the posterior tubercle of transverse process of C3 C4. So not only C1 C2, on the C1 C2 transverse process, whereas C3 C4 on the posterior tubercle of transverse process, it's getting its origin, and it will get inserted into superior angle upper part of median border up to triangular area of scapula. So you can see superior angle of scapula, that is upper part of medial border up to triangular area of scapula. So till here it will get attached or inserted. So this is its origin and insertion of levator scapulae, right. So which nerve is supplying it? A branch from dorsal scapular nerve, that is C5. You know, from the upper trunk the branch will come, dorsal scapular nerve, it will supply it. So C3 and C4 branches are proprioceptive, even they will supply. So what is the function of this? It helps in elevation of scapula along with our trapezius muscle. If you see trapezius video, right, and also stabilize the scapula during movements of arm, right? Next we'll discuss the rhomboides minor. So you can see here this is rhomboides minor muscle. So its origin is lower part of ligamentum nuchae. Lower part of ligamentum nuchae, right? Spines C7 to T1. So from cervical vertebrum number 7 to T1, it is getting its origin. Lower part of ligamentum nuchae, spine C7 to T1, and it is getting attached to base of triangular area at the root of spine of scapula. So you can see the base of triangular area, root of spine of scapula, right, on the medial side. It will get attached. So what is its nerve supply? Dorsal scapular nerve same C5. For the levator scapula also C5. Also for levator scapula you have C3, C4 proprioceptive branches, but in the case of dorsal scapular nerve here it's only C5. So why it is useful? For retracting the scapula. So rhomboides minor is for retracting the scapula. Even trapezius helps along with it, right? Next coming to rhomboides major. So the major rhomboides is coming from spine of T2, T3, T4, T5. So T2 to T5, right? And supraspinous ligaments also get its origin. So from there it will get inserted into medial border of scapula below the root of spine. So just this is root of spine. So below root of spine you will see the insertion of rhomboides major. So if you read the scapula, in that you will find all this, like where they are getting attached, right? Levator scapula on the medial border, rhomboides minor, rhomboides. That's why the medial border of scapula is always called inserting point, because all muscles come inside. But the lateral border of scapula, all muscles originate from the lateral border of scapula, right? So this is like about rhomboides major. So which one will supply? Again same, dorsal scapular nerve. So it's very easy to remember. Levator scapula, dorsal scapular nerve. Rhomboides minor, dorsal scapular nerve. Rhomboides major, dorsal scapular nerve. So even rhomboides major is for retraction. So R for R. Both minor, major for R. R, R. Rhomboides major or minor, retraction. Levator scapulae, to elevate the scapulae. So levator, like elevator, right? Elevator. In the name itself you can see levator, elevator. So elevation of scapula. That's it. So this is about all the different muscles of back, and we'll also discuss the last one. What is triangle of auscultation? What is lumbar triangle of Petit? So in this diagram you can appreciate the triangle of auscultation here. So actually it's a small triangular interval, and medially it have lateral border of trapezius. So medially lateral border of trapezius, right? And laterally you have medial border of scapula, right? Laterally medial border of scapula. And inferiorly you have upper border of latissimus dorsi, right? And the floor is nothing but in the 7th rib, 6th and 7th intercostal spaces, and also rhomboides major is in the triangle of auscultation. So respiratory sounds of apex of lower lobe, especially respiratory sounds of apex of lower lobe, are heard on each side of the triangle. The left side have a cardiac orifice of stomach lies deep to triangle, and in days before, where X-ray was not found, the sounds of swallowing of liquids can be heard in this triangle of auscultation. Right, now we'll discuss about this lumbar triangle of Petit. So it's also a small triangle bounded medially by lateral border of latissimus dorsi, right? Laterally by posterior border of external oblique muscle of abdomen, and inferiorly by iliac crest. Occasional hernia may be present here, that is called as lumbar hernia. Once again I will revise these triangles. These are very important. What are its medial border, lateral border? Now I think you can only say this is triangle of auscultation. So medially you will have lateral border of trapezius, laterally you will have medial border of scapula, inferiorly you will have the upper border of latissimus dorsi. That is enough. And inside it you will find the rhomboides major muscle, right, in the triangle of auscultation. Why it is important? To hear the apex sound of lower lobe of lung, and even the cardiac orifice of stomach lies here, so that even the swallowing sounds of liquid can be heard here. Next coming to lumbar triangle of Petit. So medially you will have the lateral border of latissimus dorsi, and laterally you will have the medial border of external oblique, right? Inferiorly you will have the iliac crest, right? So occasional hernia sometime may be present here, that is like called as lumbar hernia. So actually laterally it has the posterior border of external oblique muscle, not the medial border of external oblique. You should say it as posterior border of external oblique muscle. So this is all about this chapter back. We have completed it very easily. Next we will start with the cutaneous nerves